Hey folks, Niall Livesey here, and today we're taking a look at something that I have been on the hunt for quite some time. This is a Carpuride W903. It's essentially an infotainment replacement system. So on a car like my 2013 Mercedes C300, I've got a basic radio. There's no backup camera, there's certainly no Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, anything like that. It really is a really simple, basic infotainment system. We can't even really call it that. And there are options to replace the actual screen, but that's kind of complicated, and who knows if it's going to work, right? If it breaks, then you're kind of stuck. So rather than replacing the unit, I've been looking for something like this. This is its own thing that would sit inside the car, allow me to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto from my phone, and essentially have all the features that I would want on a modern infotainment system in a car that doesn't come with any of it. So we're going to take a look at this. We're going to unbox it first, see what's in the box, see what it's all about. We're going to have some links at the bottom so that you can switch between the different portions of our video here. So we're going to start with the unboxing, go and set everything up so you can click to the parts that are the most interesting to you. But we're going to start right now with the unboxing. Got myself my knife here. Let's open her up, and hopefully you can see everything on our second camera. But the idea is I want to see what's in here and see how easy it is to install on a vehicle like my C-Class, because like I said, there's no way I'm ripping out the old infotainment system. Much rather have something that is all ready to go, kind of right out of the box. So let's get the top opened here. You can tell that I don't do unboxing videos at all. So looks like we've got the actual screen unit itself here. Want to be very careful with that, so we'll leave that on the side for a sec. Bunch of packaging, and then all the accessories. So we've got a backup camera, which is great. Again, we talked about it. I don't have a backup camera on my car, so that's good to have. We've got a suction cup mount, so you can put this on your windshield if you like, just like you would like a TomTom, something like that, a GPS unit or your phone. So we've got that as an option. We have our 12-volt cigarette lighter, and it looks like there's also a USB outlet as well. So here, I'll just pop this open so you can see it in a little bit better detail on the screen. We've got USB-C, which goes into the device, cigarette lighter there, so 12 volt, and then there's also USB output. So theoretically, I could be able to charge my phone as well as have this powered up. We've got an aux cable, which could be good if you're still using auxiliary. And then this is the part that I think is going to work out the best for my setup. And we're going to be doing a little installation later. This is the mount that actually goes on your dashboard. So because my car has an infotainment system already, there's a little crevice that this could hopefully fit in. And taking a look at this, this does have some adjustment to it, so it can tilt forward and back, but you can also adjust the height of it as well, which I think is going to be key, because obviously if it can fit directly into my infotainment area, I'll be quite happy. Then we've also got a pad here. This is the tape, essentially, so double-sided adhesive there so you can stick your device onto your dashboard. And then we've also got another device here. This looks like a suction cup mount, so you'd put this on your dashboard, and then you can use the suction cup if you want to do that way. So there's a couple options there for you. And then we've got the instructions as well, so pretty straightforward. Let's take a look at the actual hardware here, the meat and potatoes of the W903. Ooh, I want to be careful because obviously, wow, look at that. That is a large screen. It's a good size there. I think that's going to fit really well. There's a camera built into the back of it, using it as a dash cam. So again, theoretically, once I sit it in the car, if you take a look at it this way, I should be able to sit this so that the camera will pop up from the top. But worst case, again, I can use it as a suction cup, or I can have it actually attached to the top of the dashboard. So I've got a couple options to see how it works best. So camera there for your front dash cam, which is good. The dash cam I have is now in our S-Class. So that looks pretty good overall. The hardware looks really nice. Pretty good size screen, 9.3 inches diagonal across. So it's a good size screen. I mean, there's some new cars today that don't even have a 9-inch screen. So 9.3 inches there. And then again, all the hardware that you would need to be able to get this going. So a couple of things to note, you do get a 64 gigabyte flash card that's already inserted in there. It's just on the side. And then again, with the camera, this can actually turn. So if you wanted to, you can have, it says 350 degrees pretty much goes all the way back around. So if you wanted to use this maybe as an Uber driver, you want to have a camera facing on the inside as sort of like a security thing, you've got that as an option. So cool things there. You've got your inputs on the side here. So your auxiliary, your USB-C, as well as the SD card or the micro SD card in there. So you've got that there. So really, I think the next step is to install this in the C class, see how hard it is to get everything wired up. You know, again, we've also got the backup camera here. So if looks like it's similar to the ones that we've used before in the past. So you plug one end into the device itself, and then the other one you'd wire into the reverse light. So then that way it essentially activates it automatically. So when you put the car into reverse, it'll automatically activate the reverse light or the reverse camera, so you don't have to go and play around with the settings. So that's always a nice feature to have. Looks like quite a bit of length on this as well. So again, if I pull it out, we've got all the equipment that we would need. There's a little bit of mounting hardware here, so 2 screws as well as a double-sided piece of tape. And then, yeah, that's quite a lot of cable there. So that shouldn't be any problem to get from the front of the car to the back. And it's just deciding how we're going to mount this through the C class, because it is going to be, don't really want to drill into the back, but we'll be doing that. So everything is here. Let's head out to the car and see how easy it is to install the Carpuride W903. So I decided to install the W903 on a crisp Sunday morning, and you can see the frost was pretty good. But after a little bit of testing, I realized that the actual screen wouldn't fit inside the bezel for my old infotainment, so it required me to get a little crafty. But luckily, the Carpuride comes with a number of different attachment points, as we discussed. So I was able to use the disc that you can use to mount the suction cup onto a flat surface, and it worked great. I was able to stick it into the existing infotainment bezel and get it to work. Then the rest of the wiring was pretty straightforward. Obviously, I'm going to take a little bit more time and go back and wire it through properly, just to kind of hide everything underneath trim pieces. And then getting it installed on the back might take a little bit of finesse, just because the cable wasn't quite long enough to get routed right through my trunk release. But I think once we get everything done, it'll look good. The plan is to install the backup camera where the original OEM one would have been had the car come with it, and then have it all hooked up to the reverse light so it'll automatically come on. But for the most part, this was about 15-20 minutes of installation, and then it'll probably take me another half an hour to 45 minutes to do it at home, just to make sure everything's done properly.
All right, folks, so as you saw there, we did our little time lapse getting everything installed here, and we talked a little bit about some of the features. There are a couple of things that I do want to talk about as we get on the road here. So the Carpuride here, not only high quality, I can tell right away the screen feels really nice, the materials are good, so you're getting a solid piece of hardware, but it's also one of the only products on the market that has a adjustable camera on the front. Not only can it pivot up, so you can slide it up or down, but it also has 350-degree of turning capabilities. So I could turn it towards myself if I wanted to use it. Yeah, if I'm like an Uber, want to have the interior so that, you know, if I've got some rowdy customers, I can see what's going on. But then I can also use it forward-facing. And you can see here that, you know, for the most part, I can still see what's going on outside, even though I've got it set up this way. And I'll probably end up adjusting the screen just a little bit more. It's been a really crazy week. I was flying out to do the Mitsubishi event that we just filmed, so really I put all of this together as much as I could before leaving, and then now I am coming home finally. So that's why all the wires are still here. All of this is going to be hidden. We're going to get the trunk sorted out. As you saw, we were trying to figure out the best way to install the backup camera, so got some good options there. But cameras work great. We've also got Bluetooth audio streaming, so I can use Apple CarPlay to my device and be able to stream the music from my phone to the car speakers. So I'm not going to be doing that. I don't want any DMCA takedown notices for any of my music, but it works great. You know, I got in the car because I had set it up originally when we were putting together all of the hyperlapse, the time-lapse stuff. I didn't have to do anything. Got in the car, told it where I wanted to go. It automatically connected to Apple CarPlay, and you know, because it's Apple CarPlay, everything's there that I needed. So I have access to be able to get my maps, which we're currently using, and it works exactly like Apple CarPlay would. I can have my normal split screen setup here, map, directions, music, things like that. Go into the app, it's very responsive. So far, so good. And I'm actually happy with where it's been mounted. So again, you know, I do have a couple options. I could have had it dashboard mounted, like with the top here. I think it just would take up a little bit too much space on my car, but the option's there. Could have suction cupped it, and then again, they also say that you could do like a vent mount. So there's a couple different options depending on what you wanted to do. But I think that this is a pretty good setup here. I'm quite happy with it. A couple other things that this thing does is it'll also automatically adjust the brightness for you. So right now it's bright out, screen's kind of at maximum brightness, which is good. And then, you know, if you're driving around at night, that'll kind of dim automatically. So you don't have to play around with it. It's just like if you had this sort of system built into your car, right? You know, a more modern infotainment system, it would automatically adjust the brightness for you just like that. So good stuff from Carpuride. So far, I'm very happy with it. And, you know, one of the things that you could do if you are interested in purchasing one of these, we do have a link below that'll get you a bit of a discount on it, as well as help us. So all of the sales of this that you guys purchase through our link will help support the show here on PRN Test Drive. All the money that we make from this stuff all goes towards producing more content. So, you know, we get a small commission off of any sales. And then we also have links for Amazon as well. So again, if you were to buy it through our affiliate link, it'll help out this channel. But so far, I'm quite impressed. This is like the one thing that this car really needed in order to elevate it to sort of a little bit more modern standards, right? Backup camera, dash cam, navigation. I got it all, plus Apple CarPlay. There's not much more I could ask for. So if you have any questions about the Carpuride, then leave a comment below. We'll get back to you. And again, we'll have links in the description so that you can find your own version and be able to order it and install it in your car. And if you do buy one, let us know how it worked. See how it was installed in your vehicle. You know, I'm curious to see how they look overall, but I'm quite happy with this. So thanks for watching. And until next time, take care.